Miss Pandaria Pre Beta coverage. Now today is Monday, 15th of March 2012, and the NDA for the Blizzard press release has expired. So, there's been a lot of new information, and a lot of it you can be finding on MMO Champion, which will be linked below. But, and this is a big but, there are other websites that do it as well, like WoW Insider, which will also be linked below. But the major but is, there are things that they kind of haven't covered yet, not in their sites, and they've kind of missed over it, which is a blue post called A Night in Miss Pandaria. So, what is this? Well, as you can see, as I'm scrolling down, it is a discussion of what kind of things you can do on the average night in Miss Pandaria. Now, what's interesting is you can actually glean things that haven't been kind of mentioned in main Blizzard posts about new things in Miss Pandaria. Firstly, let's look at the profession changes, shall we? I haven't hit max on my professions yet, and as an avid cook, I'm interested in maxing out each of the new branching trees of cooking specialisation. Okay, so cooking now branches into different specialisations, which you have to work down one at a time, or, you know, on their own. Wow, that's nice. That's very nice. That's really quite cool. Then the changes in archaeology are pretty great, so maybe I can mix in some dig sites as I go. Right, so there's other waste level archaeology that don't involve dig sites. Good news for all those who are getting bored of just digging sites. Oh, and I actually got a chance to teleport to a different dig site last night after finding an artifact, which really helped along with now being able to dig more times at a single site. So apparently now we can dig more than 3 times at a single site, maybe about 5 I guess, maybe, I could predict 5. You heard it here first. And then if you find an artifact or something, it teleports you to another dig site to make it easier. That's very interesting, very nice. Hopefully it teleports you to a dig site of the same race, although then how you get new race dig sites, I'm not quite sure. It'll be weird. Although apparently they have said they want to work out so you can choose which race dig sites you work on at a time, so there may be a choice. Faction Speak Loud and Dungeon Finder, this is interesting. You can acquire crafting tokens by working up factions. You gain the ability to buy items, vanity items like toys and pets, elder tokens which you earn from like being better rep or something, or you spend the craftsmen on elder and convert them. You can convert these to valor, or put this is actually a major thing. Charms of good fortune. The charms actually allow me to buy another go at a boss's loot table, including looking for raid, once I've downed them. So what, do you buy this, and then once you down the boss, use it on that boss to get a chance of having an item? Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I know there's going to be a little QQ over this, how easy it is to gear up. But as a 10-man raider, I think that thing's quite good, because... let's see, our current 10-man raid has 1 hunter. One warrior. No hunters on average, normally on our progression runs, and no shaman. So we have 1 warrior. And guess what? Literally, I'm not kind of trying to joke about it, but we went like 8 weeks where like we had like 2 other tokens drop, but virtually every other token was warrior, hunter, shaman. This warrior had his full his full offset and main set, because he needs an offset for like arms of the fury or whatever. He had that offset, or just or tank gear, sorry, his off spec, so his tank gear, sorry. He had that done before any of us in our raid even had like 2 set. It's ridiculous. So this may not be a bad idea. I can understand it would be a problem, but yeah. Also, you have a chance from factions to get some gold or some consumables. Oh, okay, so the good luck charm, basically you can use it on a boss, and there's a chance you'll get an item from that boss, but otherwise you may just get flasks or something. I have all the dungeons raids at my disposal, and now that all the raids are supported by the raid finder, I don't need to wait for my guild's raid night to get a shot at some upgrades. Plus, with some charms, I have the lower probability of experiencing loot rage with the option of a second roll. Speaking of loot rage, the change in raid finder to per player loot, has made running random raids so much nicer without people fighting over rolls. Basically, a boss will say drop items, and you roll. If you roll a certain amount, you win an item. You win a version of an item if it dropped for your class. So if you drop and a mage token drops, if like the boss actually drops a mage token, you roll over say 90 or something, you'll win that item. So it makes it less likely to win items, but there's less likely people will win 2 of the same items they'll steal from you, if you know what I mean. With the new Valor system, I can work towards upgrading my current gear by increasing its item level and adding on a few stats at a time. Right. That's interesting. So, Valor Point gear, you don't buy new gear, you upgrade your current gear. That's interesting. That's actually quite a very good upgrade. Again, these are the kind of things that you don't see in the main report, but they're here in this blue post here, which will also be linked below. And I'm just going to go over it and give my opinions on these. I'll continue to give my opinions on these for a few more minutes. But, I mean, I don't want to bore it all to you to death, and it is only, my reasoning on this, but there are some things you need to get to light. So you get upgrades from Dungeon and Raid. I can just improve my current item level for challenge mode scenarios, Dungeons and Raid Finder. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trying to keep up with the fact the new pet battle system. Yes, new pet battle system. But I've been with new transmog items. I think it's started fancier. There are a few friends that you can use Dungeon Finder for that challenge mode run where the course trying to so but apparently they're going to have, as you say, transmog sets from Dungeon Finder challenge mode, which please do never nerf it. Never nerf challenge mode because it's meant to be a challenge. Please. Rogue stepping my totem. So apparently rogues can sap totems now. And there's like PvP quests and objectives around the world. So they're actually trying to focus on world PvP as well. One more thing. Yeah, you clearly have an options tonight. It's just amazing. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and there's a lot of hidden stuff in this thread, as I say. So, and the new faction dailies and stuff. So fishing might change a bit. They haven't quite mentioned it. If I do make some gear improvements, I want to point you hit the new proving grounds. So you got like single player story mode instances that that's actually a very major thing. The chance that you can test your stuff on actual boss like tactics, but they're designed just for you as a one person to do. That is going to be a major thing, especially if it doesn't actually reward you in any way other than experience of the story. So, but there is a lot of people using Valor points, I guess, will buy your items, but upgrades lower end items to higher end items. I'm not sure how that will work, but it'll be very interesting. I just want to quickly say I will be doing some other coverage of major things soon, but I wanted to get this that no one else has really covered kind of out there for you to notice and see. So look forward to seeing some of my other stuff in the future. I'll be covering mainly mages and stuff like that as classes. But I will have a lot of updates for you in future because, I'm going to need the beta, so I'll be able to actually show you some of this stuff and give you an examples for it. There's a lot of content in this Pandaria. It's probably one of the biggest expansions we've ever had, other than just re-changing the whole world. But no, it's going to be major. There's a lot of stuff they're adding. They've spent a lot of time on Miss Pandaria. Cataclysm suffered as a result of it, but Miss Pandaria is going to be epic. Yes, there's a lot of casual stuff, but it's not the same nab stuff. It doesn't really affect you as a hardcore player, really. So, as long as you've got stuff to do, you've got stuff to do. It's going to be a fun expansion, I reckon. And what I like is this big interesting thing I've heard from somewhere, or maybe on their MMO Champion, is that the box itself, the game, contains basically all the main content, and then you just go, all the patches will be focusing on the Alliance and Horde War. So the main expansion box focuses on Pandaria and the Pandaren and their backstory and all the Mogu, the thing. Then the other patches may have raids that with these races in them, but the main focus is the Alliance and Horde War. So just want to get that out there for you all. So hopefully I'll get some good footage out there for you guys to watch. Please rate, comment, and especially subscribe to look out for this content if you like this video or you just want to see some of the content I do. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you want. So I look forward to showing you some content in the future. Thank you for watching and good night.